Hello, the internet.
Hello.
My name is Fran. This is my husband, Michael.
Hello, that's me.
And we do planner and journal things here on the internet.
We is a very strong word.
We is a strong word, but we're a team in all our endeavours.
I'm basically here to provide the opinion of, oh, okay.
But it's a very exciting day for me because I was talking to Michael about my plans and my projects for next year, and I was saying that this year I haven't organised any journals to make for anybody else, and he said, why don't you make me one? Which is the first year that he's actually been interested in his own journal, and I've been trying to get him to have a journal or a planner or a diary or something for many years now. And people in the comments have even said, what about Michael? Doesn't Michael have one? Why don't you do one for Michael? As if it's not my efforts trying to get him to do one in the first place.
To be fair, it's a selfish endeavour because the YouTube makes us millions every month, which is then funneled into the books that you buy every day.
Yeah, it's funny because we've got about 12 subscribers. Anyway.
But we love us.
We do.
We love the ones we have.
We really love them. And it's so nice. We posted a video recently, the other day, that was like the first one I posted in months and months and months.
Because we suck.
Because we're disorganised. And like people were like, welcome back, we've missed you, I hope you're okay, so glad to... And I was like, people know I'm alive. Like, people, like strangers are invested in my well-being. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, so basically we've only recently cottoned on to why people get addicted to social media.
Yeah. Anyway, for those of you who are watching on the screen and not just listening to our lovely, lovely voices, what I've done, or what I will be doing, that Michael doesn't know yet, but I'm gonna be running through sped up versions of all of the videos that I haven't uploaded in the last 7 months, which will be running on the background. So
does that mean that we get to do the voiceovers really fast in high-pitched voices?
No, we do not.
Oh.
But what I'll do, I've got a stack of books and stuff in front of him, in front of us, which I will show you on the screen now. And every time I ask Michael a question that I reference something that we're looking at, I will show on the screen that little snippet of the video of what we're looking at.
Okay.
So it's going to be a bit hit and miss, cutting in and out. It's going to be weird. It's probably not going to turn out well. There's going to be a lot of editing, which means it's going to take me 6 months to finish it. But let's crack on.
See you all in 2025.
See you in 2025. So Michael said that he wanted a planner or a journal. And so my first question is, would you like a planner or a journal?
And my first response is, here.
So, okay, my theory on like the planner community is that like books have got 3 distinct purposes, and some people can merge those books into one, and they do that on like a yearly thing, and some people can't merge them into one and they have separate things that are long running. So my theory is that you have planning, you have tracking, and you have processing, or like emotional journaling, like memory keeping, stuff that you look back and you go, oh, that's nice, I like to remember this kind of stuff. So the first one is like a calendar, like that's like what could be fulfilled with like your Google Calendar or whatever. For me, digital stuff doesn't work at all, and so I have to have like a convoluted system for planning, so that I remember everything, because I'm very distractible. And Michael is very lucky because he has a Fran.
Well, so my thought on the whole thing was, as we know, I went to university. I did writing.
Yeah.
And I haven't written anything in a very long time because life gets in the way. I have a normal job, an incredibly boring job. So
Michael works in pensions.
But basically, I don't find time to write. And whenever I'm not working, I tend to want to wind down a lot. And I would love to write something, because more recently I've had some particularly lovely ideas that I would like to put down, and I would like to just get back into being a bit more creative in general. Okay. So wherever that lands on the journal, book, novel spectrum, well, I'm basically deferring to you.
Fine. You also mentioned at the time, and then we started having this conversation, and Mike went, wait, don't ask me these questions because you're going to have to explain it to me all on camera anyway, so just wait and ask me later.
It's true.
You also mentioned stuff about like fitness and like wanting like an exercise tracker, planner, fitness thingy.
Oh yeah, so you were asking me like, do I have other goals? And I basically don't need any journal system or anything for work. Fine. I'm set for work. I'm happy. I have a work schedule I'm very good at.
Okay.
It's all my life outside of work.
Okay,
That's the problem.
so I'll start by showing you a page from a Hobonichi cousin, which should be on the screen now. I can check on my watch. Yeah, it's on the screen. So this is a vertical weekly that has like...
If you put the watch under the screen, does it stare into infinity?
Yes.
Good to know.
This is a vertical weekly.
Okay.
And so it's got like a timeline tracker, so you can like really schedule out stuff. Am I correct in understanding that this is not useful to you then?
I mean, this is essentially what we would use for work, but like the digital version of it.
But you
like
don't.
Outlook, yeah.
But you don't need something like this because your work hours are basically blocked out.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your time is like time-wise, you have minimal scheduling needs in the rest of your time because you basically have evening block, weekend block.
Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to say this wouldn't be useful to me because I've frankly not tried it.
Fine.
I come out of work and I enjoy the fact that I no longer have a schedule to look at.
Fine. No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Who was this not sponsored by?
This is not sponsored by Hobonichi.
Hobonichi, okay.
My next question is, when you're writing, are you always writing digitally or are you writing on paper? Like, would it be helpful for you to have a space like this per day, like maybe a smaller one, because you can get this book in the half size as well, where you go, my goal is to write an A6 piece of paper every day, regardless of what it is.
That's a really good question because the ideas that I've had have been screenplay type ideas. Mm-hmm. So in theory, they're written digitally, but having said that, there's no reason that you can't write, make notes, do other writing linked to those things or in the build up to those things that isn't digital. So neither is wrong. But
what works, like how, if you think I'm going to sit down and do some writing, do you what's your first thought to do, digital or?
I would be inclined to say that if I decided that I wanted to do some paper writing and take some notes, that one page for one day is not enough anywhere near.
Okay.
Because I'll make notes and some of them, it would be like a sort of brainstorm kind of thing. Like I would wind up filling this page up in about 30 seconds. Okay. And it wouldn't be lovely neat and it would just be like crazy.
No, okay, just, I only ask because like if I'm writing down an idea, like I will write a scene and fill up the page. So for me, saying, I'm going to write 400 words on the computer every day is less likely than I'm going to get into bed, I'm going to get out my journals, I've got a page here, I'm going to fill it with a page of writing, right? And then I just maintain the habit of writing something.
I mean, this for certain, I would, even if I was going to say, oh, okay, I'll try and make some notes on this, I'd say square's too small here.
Fine.
I don't write that neatly, and I really scrawl.
Fine, so you've got big handwriting.
Yeah.
Fine, okay.
You try and keep up with your thoughts.
Fine. That's totally fine. So really what you're looking at is less of like a journal-y type. So because you can also get, so this is a stalogy book where it's got little dates at the top. It's undated, but it has things that you can like circle at the top. And then in theory, you've just got 365 of these pages that you can use as many or as few as you like in a day. And so I use it very much like just working through like a notebook. And I just like it because I enjoy writing on the paper, because since I started writing in fountain pen and I discovered Tomoe River paper, it's just, I find it more pleasant to write and therefore I'm more likely to write on it. Also, I have very small handwriting, so for me a 5mm grid is a little bit big and actually it feels wasteful.
Do you want me to grab I've got my old notebooks from uni. And
yeah,
you could show my horrible writing.
Go grab your notebook.
Okay, this is a horrendous example of this is like notes that we would take during lectures and like homework but as you can see, like it's really scrawling and it's like I'm make these bullet points, end of life goals, my god. But they would give you these little tasks to just get you like thinking of things, like little prompts. And I like the freedom of the free like there are no lines, but I also like lined paper. I feel like squared paper's too mathematical.
Fine, so no squared paper. How do you feel about dot grid?
Dot grid would be fine, yeah.
Cool.
Dot grid, lines, blank.
Okay.
I wouldn't want
squares. You wouldn't want graph paper.
I wouldn't want graph paper.
Fine.
I don't think.
That immediately solves quite a lot of questions.
probably prefer blank or lines to dots.
Okay. So I guess my next question is, so this is the book that we looked at. So we currently have, I'm going to put it back on the screen, but we currently have a little Wonderland 222 Vertical Weekly that I've butchered. I got it for £9, which was amazing because it was on sale, and then I got it delivery from America, but they forgot to send it. So when I sent them a message to be like, hello, it's been a couple of weeks, I've not received it, they refunded me the shipping as well. So in the end, the book cost me £9, including shipping.
And that's good customer service.
And it's great, and I really, really like Wonderland 222. I use their undated books as my work scratch notebooks, and they're just lovely. They've got layouts like that.
Can I just really quickly?
Yeah.
My entire university was not sponsored by Paper Chase.
Love Paper Chase. Shame they closed down.
Were these the Moleskine? Oh, have they all closed down?
I think they exist inside of Tesco's now.
Oh my goodness! I thought it was just the ones near us.
No. I think they went under.
Oh wow! Oh, sorry, Paper Chase.
I don't know if they still have a digital store, but certainly all the physical stores went.
Oh, okay.
So we currently have this Wonderland 222 partner planner that we use, where we basically we go through every month and we just put down like events that we both need to be aware of, and then we plan our meals, and like we have like a little meeting, or we try to have a little meeting every week where we just go like, hey, do I need to do anything this week?
We got the idea of an ADHD Instagram person, didn't we? I can't remember their name,
but I will put it on the screen now,
if you remember.
So this book here, which is the Kimball Pal.
Kimball!
It's the Kimball Pal dupe, which I didn't know that it was a dupe for a planner that existed until I posted about it in my last video, and then I had loads of comments of people telling me that it was for.
But is it a duplicate, or is it just a different, type? Like.
Well, I mean, this layout is, I think, a copy of her layout. And this is a layout that I had never seen anywhere else before. So whereas like the Vertical Weekly, that's not Vertical Weekly, the Vertical Weekly exists as a Vertical Weekly in that form in many, many books.
Yeah.
This eight days a week format I haven't found existing in this kind of paper. Anyway, so it's fine, it's not a problem. But would something like in this kind of layout, not necessarily on this paper because you said you don't want graph paper, so we're not going to use that,
point, yeah.
But would something like this layout be something that would be helpful for you, where you have like all 52 weeks of the year, and then you've got space to go? Because basically what I'm thinking that at the beginning of the book I'm going to give you some like goal setting things, where I'm going to go like, okay, what is your goal for the year? What does that mean at this, at the 6 month mark? What point would you need to be at? Like, work backwards. If at the end of December you want to have a movie written, in July, what stage do you need to be at so that you're on track for that? And then that means that at the end of March and at the end of September, which are the quarter 1, quarter 3 ends, what's the like midpoints of the midpoints of your year? And then how do you break that quarter down into like the monthly goals? And then you break that down and you go, okay, so if I want in the next 12 weeks I want to accomplish this, that means every week I need to do this, which means that I need to be doing this daily habit. So you're not like, I need to write this many words on the daily, but you're like, I need to be sitting down to write daily in order to meet the like big goal. So you're going to work backwards from it, and I'm going to put that at the front. So you can have like a goal setting process at the front.
It's interesting because we also discussed, because Fran's an artist outside of this as well, the sort of artist mentality of if a project takes 365 days, for an artist that's 364 and a half days of prep and half a day of doing. So like you wouldn't write a screenplay and be like, oh, I want to be at page 45 of a 90-page script by June. You'd be like, I want to know where the plot is. I want to know what my sort of act breakdown is. I want to know my characters. And maybe in August you want to be looking towards putting pen to paper and going first draft sort of thing. So those goals will be interesting to do. But I like a weekly breakdown. I like a monthly breakdown. Because I'll give you 2 goal setting things. So you have one for the writing and one for fitness. Because I don't think it's unreasonable to be like, what's your fitness goal? I want to be able to lift this much, or I want to be able to run this far, or we've just been upgraded to level 3 of salsa. So it's not unreasonable to be like, I want to be able to dance for 2 whole songs
in a row comfortably without running out of like thought, you know, without like not knowing what to do next and going into like just a holding pattern. So, but in terms of layouts, would something like this be preferable to something like this, where you have like a horizontal week, but the days fall vertically, and then a blank space for making like you might have like trackers, like habit trackers or task trackers or like work. Do you know what I mean? So you have like tasks on one side. Like, is there a layout? And it's okay if your answer is I don't know, I don't care, I don't want to make a decision. But is there one of these that you look at and go, well, that's clearly the better choice?
I don't know. I can see the benefits of both. I would say something about having an actual day thing here, and this has quite a nice defined line down the centre of each day as well. So, and the fact that this is bigger, I know that you're going to say that this comes bigger as well.
Sure.
But my point being, you know, my scrolling. Plus, with these boxes, I can be like, you know, today I wrote about a bit of character development, and you know, today I went to the gym or I didn't go to the gym, or over here you could be like, this is what I did in writing today, or this is what I plan to write today. And then over here you could be like, I went to the gym on Monday and did this exercise, or these are the exercises I'm going to do this week. I went to the gym on Monday, I didn't go to the gym on Tuesday, I went to the gym on Wednesday. My fitness goals aren't like necessarily goals, like attainable goals. Like, I'm not like, I want a six-pack. I want a six-pack, but I'm not going to get it from writing in the journal. I'm very aware of that. But my point being, like, it's going to be like, did I go to the gym? Yes or no? Should I go to the gym tomorrow? Yes or no?
And you wouldn't want to use it for like planning your workout. So you go, Monday is leg day, Wednesday is...
Yes.
And
yeah,
then,
that's
and then
correct. So that on this layout would be really good in terms of like, this is the exercise that I want to do this week, because this bit isn't cut into the days. I'd be like, these are the exercises I want to do. I want to do a leg day. I want to do a chest. You know, I want to do a back. I want to do a push. I want to do a pull. I don't know.
Sure.
And then I've just listed all terms that people talk about in terms of sessions, like not, but without putting it into the specific day.
Yeah. So okay, so I could do something that's like a mixture, and I could do like, you could have like, you could do like 6 boxes on one to be like Monday through Sunday, or Monday through Saturday. You could have a 7th box on the side, and then you could have like 3 big boxes for like the 3 workouts of the week. And then, so you could do like, you could have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, habit check off, like, you know, tick box type stuff, and then have 3 boxes for planning the 3 workouts of the week.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's aesthetically less pleasing than having it all perfect and laid out and whatever. But if it's functional, then we can solve that. Okay, I can definitely work with that. And then, so next thing will be the size of the book, because I feel like for your handwriting, let's find some pages that I haven't. That was your tummy.
That was my tummy.
That was your tummy.
Do you reckon that's on camera?
Hopefully, because that's bloody hilarious. So this book is a B5 size. This book is one that I made in 2003, which I used...
2003, 2023.
2023, yeah, sorry. Which I used ad hoc throughout the year, and then it fell out and came back and went away, and you know, it wasn't ideal. Which is why I started using planners, because at least I don't spend hours and hours making the book.
I like the stickers.
I can put the stickers in for you. But like something like this size, is that too big for you to be using? Because I do have this B6 one that was yours, that I gave you for Christmas in 2021, which you didn't want it, and I gave it to you anyway. But no, I gave it to you at Christmas. I think Christmas 2020.
Oh yeah, you tried to get me to do it.
And then I tried to get you to do it, and then you did. But because I hadn't pre-planned the whole journal, we fell into that situation where actually the setting up of it was
handwriting, isn't it?
The setting up of it was too complicated, because I had to do it every month for you. When actually,
look at me deadlifting 76.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
That's not bad. That's almost what I bench. Yeah. So we have this diary.
Yeah, I had a really good January.
And then we tried in 2023 to make it a reading journal. And for a while we put in like word of the day.
Oh yeah.
But while we were reading,
we're reading some Terry Pratchett, and he's got some beautiful.
Yeah. But so now we've.
Oh yeah, and then we started a book called The Final Girl Support Group, which we didn't like.
Yeah, and then we just stopped. So we've got from page 29 to page 152 that's empty in this book. So we could try and do something with this book, or maybe this book could be your your writing book for if you want to make notes.
Okay.
So this is like your like scratch throwaway book,
Yeah.
and then I get you a big one like this that gets turned into your weekly things.
I would say for a notebook, I want bigger in general. For organising my time, I think either of these is fine.
So when you say bigger in general,
So like, I think this was a good size. These old Paper Chase ones, yeah. So
that's about the same size.
So that's exactly the same size,
it's a bit bigger.
but that was where I would make notes for university. So if I'm going to have a book that's going to be for taking notes or writing,
yeah,
it's going to be this size.
So this isn't particularly useful to you.
This for a planner would be fine.
Okay.
This for a notebook, I would get frustrated.
Fine. Okay. So maybe I'll look at that as a planner.
Because I've got lots of small notebooks that I just never use, and these ones are all full. The ones that I have that are this size are all full up until I left university.
So I think my main concern is, well, is it a concern? So that would be the beginning of the weeklies, if we did weeklies. You don't particularly need monthly planning, do you?
No.
Because we have a partner planner.
I do like the idea of a monthly overview.
But we have a monthly overview in our shared thing.
Yeah.
Do you want your own monthly overview?
I'm not going to start putting in, how many weeks have I been successful going to the gym or writing? You know, I don't want to put that in the partner one.
Okay. But if you had something like...
I reckon that monthly and weekly are more useful to me than daily.
Oh yeah, but I've discounted daily for you completely already anyway. But like for a monthly overview, would something like this be sufficient for you, where you have like tick boxes and habit trackers, so you can see the view? Because we can also do like a monthly like this.
See, I look at things like this and I think this is chaos.
Fine. Well, imagine it without all the colours and just a tick across.
Well, the colours I like usually, but I just look at this and I'm like, oh my god, this requires a lot of thinking for me. But then it's not set up for me.
No.
You set it up for yourself for a very specific
purpose. But like something like this, that's too much?
Again, it's not. We didn't do it, for my goals, but this does look nice. The more that you do, the nicer it looks. That feels like a nice way to start. Which is like, well, if you don't read enough books this year, then this page is going to look rubbish, isn't it?
It's going to look sad. And would you like spreads like this?
That I do like.
Would you prefer a spread like this to a spread like this?
I mean, I definitely want something like that.
Okay.
But I don't know if I want this, because I don't know if it would be applicable for me.
Okay. Fine. I'm going to look at getting you a book this size like this, because I think this book doesn't have enough pages left, basically, to fit all of that in there, including the weekly spreads. Also, because I think I'd rather have a bit of an excess of space and then I can decorate it nicely. Because, well, I just think it'd be nice to have it nicely decorated for you.
Yeah.
And I think as well, I'll try and get it done so it's ready for the year, rather than me having to come back and touch it again during the year, because that's too much. I think I'm learning that one and done is, like, if I'm going to do it, I've got to do it to completion at the time. I can't plan to come back to it. Fine, okay. So I think that's everything. I don't know if you want to, like, you can do it later off screen, but I don't know if you want to like flick through some of my old bullet journal-y type things. Like, how do you feel about Dutch doors?
Yeah, no problem with Dutch doors. I imagine losing them. I'm like, which page has the Dutch door?
Fair.
I like tabs.
You like tabs, okay. How do you feel about, oh no, I've lost it. I don't know what I was going to ask.
Muppets. I love Muppets.
Okay.
The Muppets are probably some of my favourite things in the world.
Okay, that also makes sense.
Yeah. And in my opinion, massively underutilised by Disney.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. You don't need anything for like money. You've got your money stuff under control in other
that's
ways.
fine.
So you don't need any financial tracking.
I knew talking about Muppets would get you there. I don't know why. I can't explain it.
They trigger the dopamine, which allows the brain to work.
They just make you happy enough to carry on.
Fine. Okay. And just one last thing, because this is the book that I'm going to be prepping for Mum. So her setup is going to be the horizontal weekly, and then they have 3 blank pages.
Okay.
That's both too much and not enough space for you, isn't it?
It seems like the worst of all worlds.
Yeah, cool, got it. Just wanted to check.
Good.
And then I just thought, lastly, I might do a video on this separately anyway.
Also, I don't really like the shape of these long.
You don't like the shape of the long
thin ones.
Okay, so just lastly, just so that I know.
I love this colour.
Noted.
That's my green.
If you had something that was a book that had multiple little books.
Oh, what is this? This is fun. Have I not seen this before?
No, you haven't seen it.
Oh, it's cool.
So this is all undated. But if you had something, if you had a system, if you had a set of books that was like multiple books together, that are like multiple different thin books like this, that are like all in one folder together, do you like that or do you hate that?
I think the fewer books the better.
So single book.
Because
Okay.
I don't think I'm advanced enough in journaling to go into the multiple book
Fine. Okay.
thing. I'll have a notebook and I'll have the journal. Is
Okay.
it a journal? Did we decide it was a journal?
It's a planner.
Planner, but notebook and a planner.
It will be a bullet journal, but it's a planner. You won't be using it for memory keeping. 12
This is
things.
a lovely little design. Who's this not sponsored by?
That's not sponsored by Take a Note.
Not sure if that was a comment. Okay then, we'll call it there.
Let's call it there. Making a nice snappy video.
Bye.
Goodbye, the internet.